Hearing what Wang Zheng said, Jiang Cheng spoke up. Nah, I'm not accepting anymore, it's messing with our bro time. Seeing this, Jiang Xin couldn't help but marvel. Jiang Shang is truly a giga-chad. Wang Zheng had the same thought. Not just a chad, but a master of time management too. Over on the side, Xin Fen laughed loudly. Haha, here today, 2 other places tomorrow, so busy. Don't think you can play hard, just because you're young and your back's good, you still gotta take care of yourself, or you'll end up like me at my age. Hearing this, Wang Zheng immediately chimed in, his tone mocking. Xin Sheng, what exactly happens when you reach your age? Any secrets you can share with us bros? Xin Fen replied. The distance gets real big when you get older. As he said this, he smacked the butt of the girl next to him. Jiang Xin then teased. No matter how much you hold back, Xin Sheng, you still diligently show up every day, right? I barely make it a few times a month now. Wang Zheng burst out laughing. Haha, don't be discouraged. I'll give you a truckload of Baowei Di Huangwan when you get back. And after half a year of nourishing, you can do it too. Suddenly, Xin Fen put on a serious face and asked. Right, Jiang Cheng, you spent 100 million to screw over Lin Ru. Now she can't even get an offer to play a supporting role. I'm really curious, how did she manage to cuck you? Jiang Cheng waved his hand and replied. What kind of rumors are those? Since when did she cuck me? I haven't even met her. Hearing him deny it, Wang Zheng asked curiously. You spent so much money to harm her? You're really willing to do that? I get it now. Did she offend some sister-in-law of yours? Jiang Cheng took a sip of wine and replied. Not really. Xin Fen said, you little playboy, you're really willing to spend money on women? Did you hear that, little sis? Your opportunity is here. Think carefully about how you're going to serve this sugar daddy later. Hearing him say that, a smile unconsciously bloomed on Xia Meng's lips. Time flew by, and 20 minutes later, Jiang Cheng led Xia Meng out of the room. Seeing her worried expression, Jiang Cheng smiled reassuringly. Why so tense? Let's go take a shower. Xia Meng replied nervously. Okay. With that, the two of them went into the bathroom together. As soon as she saw Jiang Cheng's ripped 8-pack body, Xia Meng's eyes froze, and her cheeks flushed red as she thought, even though I've seen a lot of movies, this is just too buff. Is he really trying to kill me, or what? Seeing her standing there dumbfounded, Jiang Cheng urged, what are you spacing out for? Xia Meng shrank back and said nervously, actually, I came here because my grandma is seriously ill, and I need to raise enough money for her medical bills and medicine. Before she could finish her sentence, Jiang Cheng wrapped his arms around her and kissed her on the lips, saying, you're a good kid and very filial, don't worry, I'll treat you well. As soon as he finished speaking, the trigger was pulled, the mouth spat water, and the gecko on glass position quickly appeared on the mirror. Cut to the next morning, Xia Mengqing woke up, looked around, and murmured to herself, did Xiaoxiao already leave? She looked next to the bed, where a bank card and a handwritten note appeared. This was a message left by Jiang Cheng. There are 100,000 yuan in this card. The password is 6 sixes. I hope your grandma gets well soon, along with a friendly smiley face. After reading it, Xia Meng was so touched that tears welled up in her eyes, and she called out in a trembling voice, Xiaoxiao. At the same time, Jiang Cheng arrived at the company, and as he stepped into the elevator, he called, Xiaoxiao, I'm in the elevator. Just then, a clearing of the throat sounded from behind. Cough, cough, cough. It was Suan. She stepped in, lowered the window, and said, isn't this my Jiangzong? Seeing her, Jiang Cheng happily asked, Suan, I waited so long for the elevator just now. Why did you only greet me when you got in? Suan replied with a wry smile. Jiangzong, I was afraid that if I greeted you, I'd be photographed. Otherwise you'd be trending on Hot Search tomorrow. Hearing this, Jiang Cheng said, oh, and asked, oh, you're so famous now? Suan replied with a smile. That's all thanks to Jiangzong for supporting me. I've really become a bit famous recently, all thanks to your help. Then she said, Jiangzong, this is the first time I've seen you come to the company. It seems like it's still Sister Xiaoxiao who came forward, otherwise I wouldn't have seen you. Jiang Cheng replied with a smile. Be more confident, you can too. If you miss me, you can come find me. As they were talking, the elevator arrived, and as soon as they stepped out, they ran into Xiaoxiao. She asked, Jiangzong, why are you coming over here with Suwan? Jiang Cheng replied, we happened to meet in the elevator. Hearing this, Xiaoxiao said with a smile, okay, I'll take you to the office. Seeing this, Suwan said goodbye, Sister Xiaoxiao, Jiangzong, you two go ahead, call me if you need anything, and then left. As soon as she walked inside, the staff in the company saw Jiang Cheng and started whispering, who's the male student that director you brought? He's so handsome. Could he be the male idol we just signed? If he's really an artist from our company, that would be great. I'll be following my idol at close range every day. Inside the office, Jiang Cheng looked around and commented, Xiaoxiao, the company's layout is not bad. I can tell you put a lot of thought into it. Xiaoxiao poured a cup of tea and said, it's good that you like it. Here, try this tea. Jiang Cheng took it, took a sip, and commented, this tea is very good, but young people still prefer milk tea. Hearing this, Xiaoxiao said, there's milk tea downstairs. Which one do you want? I'll have someone buy it right away. As soon as she finished speaking, Jiang Cheng hugged her from behind and said with a lewd smile, why bother with so much trouble? Isn't there some ready-made here? Time flew by, and half an hour later, Suwan walked in from the door, smiling broadly. Sister Xiaoxiao, how's the talk with Jiang Cheng going? Hearing someone coming, Xiaoxiao was startled and replied, Yeah, it's going well. I'll go get some more documents. Suddenly, Suwan leaned closer and said, Sister Xiaoxiao, your lipstick seems to be smudged. Xiaoxiao replied nervously. Yeah, I just drank tea with Jiang Cheng. This brand of lipstick is really not good at all. It sticks to the cup. Suwan then reached out and wiped the corner of Xiaoxiao's mouth and asked, Sister Xiaoxiao, what did you two eat in there? There's still some milk on your face. Let me help you wipe it off. Xiao saw this and quickly brushed it away. Aya, look how careless I am. This is really embarrassing. I'll go touch up my makeup first. Seeing her like this, Suwan reached for the tissue box, wondering in her heart, what's Sister Xiaoxiao flustered about? Just then, her hand touched a sticky substance, and she was a little startled and asked, why is it so sticky? Then she brought it to her nose and muttered to herself, what's this strange smell? What exactly did Sister Xiaoxiao and Jiang Cheng eat? After a moment of curiosity about the sticky goo on the paper box, Suwan entered the room and called out, CEO Jiang, can I come in? If you don't mind, I'll take a look around. Jiang Cheng, holding a cup of tea, leisurely replied, Feel free. Suwan, hearing this, didn't stand on ceremony, looked around his office, and exclaimed, Wow, this decor is way more extravagant than my previous company. Rich people really know how to enjoy life. Jiang Cheng brought the teacup to his mouth, took a sip, and asked, Admiration? Or do you want to experience it with me? Suwan thought to herself, this guy's hitting on me again and again. I want to see what you'll do if the meat is really served on a platter. Thinking this, she approached Jiang Cheng from behind, started massaging his shoulders, and said in a flirtatious voice, Boss, I'll massage for you. When I filmed before, I played a young maid beside the Empress Dowager. I learned some techniques on set. Try it. Jiang Cheng smiled and replied, Massages really do have some skill. It's just that the strength is a bit weak. Suwan increased her strength, asking, Really? What if it's like this? Jiang Cheng replied with satisfaction, that's right. Suwan immediately got carried away, thinking, what's next? Can you handle it? Just as she thought this, snoring started coming from Jiang Cheng's direction. Suwan felt helpless. Jiang Cheng, you're so comfortable you fell asleep? Does he really think he's some sugar daddy material? At this moment, Xiaoxiao entered from outside, surprised to see this scene, and asked, Why is he sleeping? Wan, wake him up. Suwan obediently replied, Okay. Then she shook Jiang Cheng and called out, CEO Jiang, wake up, Xiaoxiao is back. He was startled awake, yawned, and said, I actually fell asleep. Xiaoxiao put on a displeased expression and said, CEO Jiang, it's not break time yet. It's not easy for you to come to the company. There are many things to discuss with you. Suwan, seeing this, spoke up, CEO Jiang, Xiaoxiao, you two handle the important work first. I won't disturb you anymore. In her heart, she thought, still want to listen to see if CEO Jiang and Xiaoxiao have something going on. Seeing Xiaoxiao's serious work appearance, she suddenly felt so insignificant and then left. Thus, Xiaoxiao went over all of the company's affairs with Jiang Cheng for 2 hours, and Jiang Cheng held the documents in his hand, looking tired, and asked, I've seen everything I need to see, signed everything I need to sign. Is there anything else? Xiaoxiao immediately changed her tone and asked, Hubby, you fell asleep just now. Did some other sisters make you exert yourself too much? As soon as she finished speaking, Jiang Cheng immediately wrapped his arm around her waist, pulled her towards him, and said with mock anger, Xiaoxiao, you're really something, causing trouble, huh? Xiaoxiao giggled and replied, Just kidding, but I really want to know now, besides me, how many other sisters are there? Jiang Cheng didn't hide anything and replied, Maybe 2. Xiaoxiao, hearing this, asked curiously, Do I know them? Jiang Cheng replied, You've met one, Director Wang of Anmanyang Yangon. The other is a relatively unknown female streamer. Hearing about the streamer, Xiaoxiao asked, Is she as pretty as me? Jiang Cheng gently lifted her chin and replied, Everyone has their own beauty, but you are my first woman. You have a special meaning to me, understand? Hearing these words, Xiaoxiao said to herself, Even if he has many women in the future, I will always be the most special one. That's enough. Then she said, Got it, you greedy thing, so let me ask you one last question. Can you handle the 3 of us? Jiang Cheng leaned forward, forced Xiaoxiao's chin up, and asked, You mean, you want me to perform better? Hearing this, Xiaoxiao thought to herself, Although I really want to rest now, just thinking about Jiang Cheng not being by my side tonight, exploiting him first, I feel comfortable, and then suggested, How about I give you, after that, The author didn't write anything more. The rest is for the bosses to imagine. Time flew by to 4 hours later. Jiang Cheng was now back in his car, driving and thinking. At Xiaoxiao's place, too much consumption? I'm a bit hungry. Thinking this, he pulled over to a street stall, lowered the window and asked, "Boss, can I park here?" The stall owner, grilling oysters, replied, "Of course, as long as no one investigates you, you can park." Jiang Cheng, hearing this, felt relieved and stepped down to order. "Boss, 20 servings of grilled kidney and raw oysters, and a cold Coca-Cola, please." The stall owner replied warmly, "Okay, you go inside. I'll bring it to you when it's grilled." Seeing him arrive, 2 old uncles in the stall started gossiping. "See that? That young man only ordered grilled kidney and raw oysters." The other one spoke up. "Look at his clothes. Definitely the kind of person who doesn't lack money. It's so late, after a hard day. Isn't he allowed to nourish himself a little?" The uncle then said, "When I was his age, I didn't even need a sip of water. Why bother with all this nourishment?" The other uncle replied, "You only got to be a groom once in decades. Going a little crazy is normal, but he's a groom every day. How can you compare?" Hearing this, the uncle was speechless. Just then, the stall owner, looking flustered, ran in hastily and shouted loudly, "Handsome, bad news, your car got hit. It's all my fault. I shouldn't have let you park here." Jiang Cheng, holding a glass of Coca-Cola, calmly said, "It wasn't you who hit it. Don't be afraid, boss. Is my kidney and raw oysters ready?" The stall owner replied, "It's ready. Wait a moment. I'll bring it to you right away." Seeing his attitude, the 2 old uncles cursed in their hearts. Damn it, a Porsche 918 got hit. What he cares about is whether the grilled kidney is ready. That car isn't as important as a few skewers of grilled kidney in his eyes. His family is probably the son of a rich family. Just as they said this, the stall owner brought a plate of oysters from outside, leading a young man who pointed towards Jiang Cheng and said, "He's the owner of the car." The young man, hearing this, immediately walked towards Jiang Cheng, bowed 90 degrees, clasped his hands earnestly and said, "Hello, big bro. I'm really sorry. I was driving normally. A dog ran out, so I swerved to avoid it." Jiang Cheng, hearing this, said, "You're okay. That's the most important thing. Let's go take a look together." A moment later, they both came out, looking at the smashed car. Jiang Cheng calmly said, "I think it's okay. It's nothing. You can take care of it yourself." The young man took out his phone and said, "Wait a moment. I'll make a call." In his heart, he thought, so calm, doesn't seem like he's pretending. Someone who doesn't lack a car worth millions of yuan. His assets must be extraordinary, and his license plate is very hard to get. After making the call, he turned to Jiang Cheng and said, "Sorry, brother. I've called someone to handle it. I really admire this car of yours. When will I be able to earn enough to drive one like yours?" Jiang Cheng, seeing this, suggested, "How about we go inside and eat something first?" The young man agreed. "Okay, let's go." Time flew by to a moment later. As they were sipping on their drink, a loud call came from outside. "Shi Yuan." The young man Shi Yuan heard it and immediately replied, "Bro Tong, I'm inside." From outside, a young man with an undercut hairstyle walked in, grinning, and said, "I'm really speechless. The road is so wide, and you still managed to hit a car. Calling insurance should be enough, right? What did you call me for?" "This is the son of the richest man, Wang Tongming." The young man named Shi Yuan replied, "You know my situation? It wasn't easy to convince my sister to lend me her car. If I call insurance, they'll find out, right? Then I can forget about driving a supercar for the rest of my life." Standing beside him, hearing the young man's name, Jiang Cheng couldn't help but curse in his heart. Damn it. So his name is Wang Tongming. Shi Yuan then introduced, "Let me introduce you. This is the owner of the car I hit, Jiang Cheng." Then he extended his hand towards Tongming. "Jiang Cheng, bro, this is Bro Wang, Principal Wang, the famous Principal Wang. You probably know him. Gang." Jiang Cheng, hearing this, shook his hand and said, "Principal Wang, I've heard a lot about you." Tongming shook his hand back and replied, "You're really calm, still able to eat barbecue with him." "Sorry, this brother of mine has been a supercar killer since he was young." Jiang Cheng laughed and replied, "It's a small matter. It's good that no one was hurt. How about you sit down and eat with us?" Shi Yuan, seeing this, stopped him and said, "No need, Jiang Cheng, bro. We still have things to do today. Bro Wang's people will come to handle it. Tomorrow I'll book a table at Monster Bar to apologize to you." Tongming also spoke up. "Jiang Cheng, bro, where are you going later? Do you need a ride?" Jiang Cheng declined. "It's okay. I have a driver coming to pick me up. You two go ahead if you have things to do. We'll talk slowly tomorrow." Tongming, hearing this, said, "You're not very old, bro, but you're so generous. I feel like we can become friends. Tomorrow, Shi Yuan and I will treat you." After saying this, they both left, leaving Jiang Cheng alone in the stall. Not knowing how long it had been, Wang Yuan arrived. She said warmly, "Hello, Mr. Jiang. The car has been arranged." Seeing her arrive, Jiang Cheng asked, "Why didn't you come inside?" Yuan replied, "I was afraid of disturbing you while you were eating. It's okay, I haven't been here long." Just then, Jiang Cheng wrapped his arms around her from behind and asked, "Director Wang, what perfume are you wearing? It smells so good." Yuan replied, "It's a perfume I just bought recently. It's called ISL. They say it's addictive to smell. I don't know if it's true." Jiang Cheng, hearing this, took a sniff and said, "Really? So what should I do if I get addicted?" Yuan blushed and replied, "That's even better. That's exactly the effect I want." Watching the romance unfold, an uncle couldn't help but exclaim, "Damn, after replenishing, he's going into battle again." The other uncle poked him and said, "Don't look anymore. If you keep looking, I won't be able to sleep tonight. It's so infuriating." After leaving the roadside stall, Jiang Cheng and Nguyen climbed into a taxi. As soon as they were seated, Jiang Cheng's hands became restless. Seeing this, Nguyen hurriedly spoke, "Mr. Jiang," but before she could finish, Jiang Cheng cut her off. "Manager Wang, we reached an agreement earlier. You must take responsibility for this." With those words, Jiang Cheng returned to the matter at hand. Seeing her assets fully exposed, Nguyen blushed and asked, "Is this truly all right?" Jiang Cheng replied, It will do for now." Immediately after, the air was filled with exceptionally vivid sounds. Forced to witness this, the driver could only brace himself and focus on the road in a state of utter helplessness. Occasionally, within his pocket, the mole would stir, seemingly wanting to emerge and witness the commotion for itself. Time skipped ahead to the next morning. After a night of intense battle, Jiang Cheng had finally awakened. As he ate the breakfast Nguyen had prepared, he mused to himself, "It is fortunate that I am young and have been enhanced by the system. Any ordinary man would have been rendered useless long ago." At that moment, his phone chimed with a message. It was Ying. "Jiang Cheng, are you busy today? Do you have time to grab lunch with me?" After reading it, Jiang Cheng replied, "All right, I will come pick you up in a bit." Once finished, Jiang Cheng pulled Nguyen into his arms and planted a kiss on her lips. "I have had my fill, Manager Wang. With your breakfast of love, my recovery is truly swift." A short while later at Hanglong Square, Jiang Cheng arrived to pick up Ying. Upon seeing him, Ying suggested, "Jiang Cheng, we do not need to wander around inside, do we? Let us just go to the restaurant and chat while we wait for the food." Jiang Cheng took her hand and replied, "We are only looking. It costs nothing. Let us walk for a while." Soon, the two were strolling through the shopping mall when they stopped in front of a boutique. Jiang Cheng turned and asked, Ying, "Do any of these bags catch your eye?" Ying shook her head, responding, "Jiang Cheng, I did not ask you out so you could buy things for me." Jiang Cheng replied, "You should not overthink it. This is no burden for me at all. Is this not normal for a couple in love? To refuse me would only suggest you are trying to maintain your distance." Hearing his words, Ying felt conflicted. She knew that any gift from Jiang Cheng was usually worth tens of thousands. It was simply too extravagant. While she was still lost in thought, Jiang Cheng pointed toward a display case and said, "Try this model." Ying replied softly, "Very well." Seeing her agree, Jiang Cheng called out, "Assistant, bring 2 more sets of new clothes as well." Ying quickly tried to stop him, saying, "Jiang Cheng, there is really no need. If you continue like this, I am leaving." At this point, Jiang Cheng summoned the system to check his shopping cashback card. The instructions stated that the total expenditure must reach 500,000 before the multiplier cashback could be triggered. He thought to himself, "I intended to use the cashback card, but a single bag only costs a few myriad. It does not meet the requirements. Never mind. Forcing the issue would only make Ying uncomfortable." He then replied, "All right then." He then turned to the sales assistant and said, "I will take this bag. Bill me." The employee replied warmly, "Certainly, sir." Afterward, the two continued their stroll through the mall. Stepping onto the escalator, Ying said, "Jiang Cheng, let us head straight to the hot pot shop on the 4th floor. It is the most authentic one in Magic City. I guarantee it will give you a taste of home." Jiang Cheng agreed. "Fine, I will follow your lead." Moments later, they arrived at the hot pot restaurant. The owner greeted them warmly. "Welcome, guests." Suddenly, Jiang Cheng's gaze was drawn to a familiar figure sitting inside. He thought, "Is that not Chao N? Is she live streaming her meal alone?" At the same time, N spotted Jiang Cheng and raised her hand to call out, "Jiang!" She swallowed the rest of the name, her heart filled with doubt. Why was there a goddess-level beauty by his side? Noticing someone calling out, Ying turned to Jiang Cheng and asked, "Jiang Cheng, do you two know each other?" Jiang Cheng smiled, internally confirming her suspicion while saying, Pretending we are strangers would be too obvious, but Xiao En likely will not expose the truth. He then led Chu Ying over to greet her. Why are you eating here? En replied with a perfectly natural expression. What a coincidence. I did not expect to run into you here. Jiang Cheng leaned over the table, looking at the phone placed horizontally. Are you live streaming your hot pot meal? En suddenly remembered her audience and waved to the camera. I am sorry everyone. Something unexpected has come up, so I must end the stream early. We will talk later. After packing her equipment into her bag, she asked, Jiang Cheng, is this your girlfriend? Why not introduce us? She then turned to Chu Ying and introduced herself. Hello, beautiful. My name is Xiao En, a friend of Jiang Cheng's. Observing her demeanor, Chu Ying thought, the way she looks at Jiang Cheng is far from ordinary. Yet, she is so direct. Perhaps I am overthinking. I should not be overly sensitive. Creating a misunderstanding would be quite embarrassing. She then extended her hand and said, Hello, it is a pleasure to meet you. My name is Chu Ying. En took her hand and replied, Xiao En. Watching his two women greeting one another, Jiang Cheng could not help but break into a cold sweat, thinking to himself, they are actually shaking hands? This scene is truly fascinating. After the introductions, En suggested, Come and eat with us. I am currently alone. Jiang Cheng replied, There is no need. You should eat by yourself. This amount of food is hardly enough for 3. Hearing this, En immediately turned to Chu Ying to persuade her. It is a small matter. We can simply order more dishes. Let us eat together. It is rare that I encounter such a stunning beauty. Chu Ying, will you join me? Chu Ying spoke with a hint of hesitation. Would that not be a bit awkward? En replied. It is nothing at all. I usually live stream alone and rarely have the opportunity to make friends. Meeting you both is a joy I didn't expect. Please, sit down. Without waiting for a further response, she called out loudly, Waiter, more dishes please. Chu Ying then turned toward Jiang Cheng and asked in a low voice, Jiang Cheng, what do you think? Jiang Cheng replied, It is fine. Let us take a seat. As soon as they were seated, En happened to notice the watch on Jiang Cheng's wrist. Grabbing his hand, she asked, Oh, Jiang Cheng, this watch is quite unique. I have never seen it before. What brand is it? Is it expensive? Seeing this, Jiang Cheng thought helplessly. Wherever many women gather, it inevitably turns into a stage for hidden schemes and palace intrigue. On the other side, seeing En Zhen's intimate gestures toward Jiang Cheng, Chu Ying could not help but feel a sense of unease. Jiang Cheng withdrew his hand and replied, It is not that expensive. It is just a new model for children, costing about 500 yuan. Hearing this, En remarked, A child's watch? I do not believe that. With that, she took out her phone to search. I have never seen this model of yours before. Judging by the materials, its value surely cannot be low, right? Jiang Cheng replied, It is a relatively new brand. Richard Mill, she muttered to herself in frustration after completing her search. Good heavens, this is a million yuan timepiece. That detestable Jiang Cheng actually dared to deceive me by calling it a child's toy. She then placed some food into Chu Ying's bowl and said, Chu Ying, I have already tasted it. The hot pot here is quite authentic. Give it a try. Chu Ying replied, Thank you, but there is no need. I can serve myself. En then adopted a dangerous expression and asked, How did you and Jiang Cheng become acquainted? Chu Ying replied innocently, The two of us were high school classmates. En picked up a piece of food, her gaze shifting toward Jiang Cheng as she said, So that is how it is. Noticing her gaze, Jiang Cheng was about to take a bite when he suddenly froze, breaking into a cold sweat. What is the meaning of this? At that moment, beneath the table, Xiao En began to rub her foot against Jiang Cheng's leg. She did not stop there. Her foot reached further, caressing the mole within his pocket. Jiang Cheng thought to himself, Very well, Xiao En. You wish to play this game? Fine. I shall indulge you to the very end. With that thought, he reached down and seized her foot. Caught off guard by his sudden grasp, En panicked slightly, her cheeks flushing a deep red. Her small foot was held firmly by Jiang Cheng, placed directly atop his little mole. Jiang Cheng thought, Acting one way in public, while doing another in secret. Xiao En, let us see how you plan to proceed from here. En endured and continued talking with Chu Ying. She didn't know what the girl was saying, only saw Chu Ying laughing and saying, So, live streaming can encounter so many interesting things. Haha, how amusing. Seeing this, Jiang Cheng thought to himself, She can endure it, can she? Good, let me increase the intensity a little. No sooner said than done. Jiang Cheng immediately used his fingers to tickle the soles of her feet with all his might. En. The girl burst into laughter like a madwoman. Chu Ying couldn't help but feel doubtful. Ahem. En hurriedly tried to cover up her embarrassment, laughing as she said, Haha. Oh dear, I just remembered something even funnier. Oh dear, I can't take it. Every time I remember it, I can't control myself. Seeing this, Jiang Cheng's hand worked even harder. Chu Ying, on the side, also began to see N in a different light. She was easily teased, genuinely laughing, truly innocent. Perhaps she was a good girl. Then she said, "Don't think about it for now. Eat quickly. Stewed meat isn't good when it's been sitting out for too long." N replied, tears streaming down her face from laughter. "Thank you, but I really can't control it. It's too funny. I won't dare think about this again next time." Ha ha. The girl signaled to Jiang Cheng with her eyes. "Big brother, I was wrong. I beg you, okay?" Jiang Cheng replied. "Since you're begging me, I'll temporarily spare you this once." Then he stood up and said, Ying, I'm going to the restroom for a moment." 3 minutes later, just as he returned from the restroom, Jiang Cheng saw the two girls exchanging contact information. "Do you want to scan me, or should I scan you?" "Let me scan your code." Seeing this, the young man wondered, why are they even adding each other on WeChat? After finishing, Ang said with a smile, "I announce, from now on, Ying is my best friend. In the future, whenever I'm free, I'll take her to the Magic City to have fun and eat delicious food." Seeing this, Jiang Cheng curled his lips and thought to himself, she's quite capable. Just then, a message notification rang. It was Yuan who sent the message. "Brother Jiang, Monster Bar, we won't leave until we meet." Seeing that the young man was engrossed in texting, Ying asked, "Do you have something to do? You don't need to stay with me. You can go and do your work." N winked playfully and said, Ying, you still have me with you. She won't be bored, don't worry." Hearing this, Jiang Cheng thought to himself, these two actually becoming best friends can be considered a miracle. Then helplessly replied, "All right then." Switching to a scene a little later, Jiang Cheng was already at Monster Bar. As soon as he saw him, Wang Tongming greeted him warmly. "Jiang Cheng, come in and sit down quickly." He introduced, "This is Jiang Cheng, young Master Jiang. Tonight's dinner is to welcome him. Everyone must treat young Master Jiang well for me." Upon hearing this, the beautiful girls stepped forward to greet him. "Hello, young Master Jiang. You're so handsome. Young Master Jiang, let's dance together later." The people around them began to discuss. As expected of Principal Wang, he always makes a big show of things, bringing so many girls. Can he even handle them all? Who is that person in the middle? Principal Wang is actually giving up the central position. You should know that even celebrities don't dare to fart in front of Principal Wang. This person in the center must be someone important. On this side, Wang Tongming and Yuan were talking. Wang Tongming said, "I'll arrange it today." Yuan waved his hand and replied, Let me. We already talked about it yesterday. It's to apologize to Brother Jiang." Hearing this, Jiang Cheng interjected, "There's no need. It's all a small matter. I'll arrange it." Yuan said with a smile, "Brother Wang, Brother Jiang, you two can't compete with me tonight." Finishing his words, he turned to the staff and called out, "Directly bring out 5 sets of Golden Dragon." Upon hearing this, the girls began to stir and whisper, "Did you hear?" They ordered 5 sets of Golden Dragon. 1 set of Golden Dragon consists of 10 bottles of limited edition Space Sand liquor. Each bottle costs 888 yuan, so 5 sets is nearly 500,000 yuan. Hearing such a quality order, Wang Tongming jokingly said, "It's rare for you to be so generous. The last time you were so generous was about a year ago, wasn't it?" Yuan replied, "Big brother, how can I compare to you? This is all the money I have right now. I'll be poor for a while." On this side, Jiang Cheng was secretly using his information scanner on the two of them. Yuan, age 18, height 178 centimeters, weight 65, goodwill value 85. Close friend Wang Tongming, age 27, height 172 centimeters, weight 69, goodwill value 70. Friend relationship. Jiang Cheng, having observed the scene, secretly admired it. He was somewhat surprised that Yuan and Headmaster Wang held him in such high regard. He then patted Yuan on the shoulder and said with a warm smile, "Brother, thank you." Yuan replied, "Don't be so distant, Brother Jiang." He then turned to the staff and said, "Prepare a celebratory display of snacks and fruits for our guest, all bearing Brother Jiang's name." The server obediently replied, "Yes, Brother Yuan. Please wait a moment, and I will arrange it immediately." Immediately, the staff of the Dong restaurant issued an announcement. "Thank you to the brother in Zone 1 for ordering 5 sets of Golden Dragon fireworks. Let us all cheer for young Master Jiang." From outside, a line of beautiful women in bunny girl cosplay costumes entered, carrying wine. Seeing this, the surrounding crowd eagerly raised their phones to record, exclaiming, "Damn, how many bottles of champagne is that? Quickly, count them!" As expected of Headmaster Wang's banquet. But who is this young Master Jiang? I've never seen him before. Could he be some hidden second-generation rich kid? This is truly shocking. As the wine was poured, the three raised their glasses. Yuan said, "Brother Jiang, Brother Wang, let's raise a glass and have a good time." Jiang Cheng clinked his glass and replied, "Indeed, let's enjoy ourselves." Just then, a beautiful girl approached and greeted, "Young Master Jiang, my name is Jenny. I'd like to offer you a toast." Seeing her, Jiang Cheng smiled and said, "Jenny, your Chinese is quite good. You don't sound like a foreigner. The girl named Jenny replied. My mother is Chinese. I am very fond of Chinese culture, but unfortunately, I don't have a Chinese household registration. Only, after working here for 10 years will I be eligible to apply for a permanent residence card. Jiang Cheng clinked his glass and asked, What do you do for work? Jenny replied, I'm a model right now. Hearing this, Jiang Cheng said, With your attributes, becoming an influencer would be a more promising career, Jenny asked doubtfully. Do you think people would like me as an influencer? There's a big difference between foreign and Chinese aesthetics. What kind of influencer do you think I should be? A makeup tutorial type or a fitness type? Jiang Cheng explained. The next era of influencers will be completely different from the past. Repeat what you just said about liking China to the netizens a few times, and that's a huge wealth code. With your looks and figure, you can quickly rise to prominence. Hearing this, Jenny said, I usually film vlogs occasionally, but I don't have many fans. I can't make a living just by filming that. Moreover, my daily life isn't that interesting, Jiang Cheng replied. The important thing isn't daily life. Jenny asked curiously. Could Mr. Jiang explain in more detail? What wealth code could make me rise to prominence? Jiang Cheng took a sip of wine and continued to explain. No matter what your skin color is, whether you're a white, rich and beautiful woman or just an ordinary person, as long as you're willing to say one sentence in your videos, I love China, you can attract countless fans and instantly become a famous influencer. Jenny, upon hearing this, found it a little hard to believe. Really? Having listened for a while, Wang Tongming spoke up. Brother Jiang, you seem to think highly of influencers. Could it be that you want to start a company in this industry? Jiang Cheng lightly swirled the wine in his glass and replied, I'm not interested in the influencer industry itself, but I am interested in the influencer economy, he explained. Although influencers earn money, the app that cultivates the influencers and the enterprise behind the app are the real bosses. Wang Tongming raised his glass and asked, Could Brother Jiang elaborate on his thoughts? Jiang Cheng also raised his glass and replied, Currently, the influencer market is very fragmented. There are many people who advocate integrating the influencers into one group and developing them collectively. Think about it. After integration, how much value can these resources create in the market? Hearing this, Wang Tongming asked, So you want to establish an influencer company with an MCN structure? Jiang Cheng replied, I'm not interested in the MCN structure. That kind of business only makes tens of millions of yuan in profit at most each year. I'm not interested. Hearing this, Wang Tongming couldn't help but sigh. Brother Jiang's ambitions are truly great. You don't even care about tens of millions of yuan. Jiang Cheng replied, If I'm going to do something, I have to make a lot of money, like the upstream money of influencers. Wang Tongming asked curiously, Upstream money? Do you mean an app for influencers? Like Woin? But the app market is already saturated, and building a new app yourself would cost no less than 1 billion yuan. Hearing these words, Jiang Cheng thought to himself, As expected of the only son of a wealthy family, his mind is indeed quick. What they didn't know was that in the next 4 years, a certain short video application would explode in popularity. By 2023, before his rebirth, the company's market valuation would likely reach over $400 billion, directly becoming the largest online boss in the country. There are still a few months until the next round of financing. Even if he only gets 1% of the shares, it will still be a massive fortune in the future. He absolutely cannot miss such an opportunity.